Hello, my people. Namio, na brother. Aiedee, the preacher with testimony. I believe in community development through general knowledge, public issues with evangelism. You know, these things when I just talk to, all of them are grammar. Would it be evangelism? Would it be the preacher with testimony? Would it be preacher? Would it be preach? Would it be testimony? Would it be evangelism? Would it be general knowledge? Would it be public issues? All these ones are grammar. Even myself I dey use. I know the two know the meaning of them until I will go find out the meaning for Google or for dictionary or from another person when you know past me. Now the issue we want to talk about maybe that today, and I will bring some videos when people don't talk about language, the problem of language for our community, especially Nigeria, as a case study. So I can't define as people they when they see the way they say I'm say language na problem. Now those people video name I won't bring come give you today, make you see them, and then my own opinion for the whole matter be say language e get wahala. Before I continue, make I read down for Bible how language they get power. Say country or group of people or family they speak one language, e get power. Even God recognize and say e get power. I will show you down for Bible before I begin show you other people video and what did they think about language. Sit down, make you watch. So as it be say I be that kind man when he believe in community development through spiritual and physical level, make I go bring una language issue for Bible, make una from by una self interpret that place for Bible and know where power dey for language, whether language get power or e no get power. Make I read the book of Genesis chapter 11 from verse 1, then go reach verse 9. Okay? Now the whole world had one language and common speech. As people moved eastward, they found a plain in Shinar. Is it Shinar you call that now or Shinar? You see, now there we talk about language. That one na Shinar, some will call and say na Shinar, some will say na Shinar. So they found a place in Shinar and settled there. They said to each other, "Come, let us make bricks and bake them thoroughly." They used bricks instead of stone and tar for mortar. Then verse 4. Then they said, "Come, let us build ourselves a city with a tower that reaches to the heavens, so that we may make a name for ourselves. Otherwise we will be scattered over the face of the earth." Verse 5. But the Lord came down to see the city and the tower the people were building. The Lord came down to see the city and the tower that the people were building in unity, in one accord, because they understand themselves. Here where the language matter come from verse 6. The Lord said, "If as one people speaking the same language they have begun to do this," if as one people speaking the same language has begun to do this, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Why? Because they speak one language. Nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. So little wonder why we say Chinese people they pass us, Asia people they pass us, European people they pass us, American people they pass us, even the Spanish people they pass us. Why? Because of one language. Here, not be me talking, a Bible they talk and say, then nothing they plan to do will be impossible for them. Why? Not because they get power, not because they get money, but because they speak one language. They understand themselves.
Look, why are the richest nations in the world, the first world countries in the world, why are these nations all speaking their native languages? It's just food for thought. Why is it that lingua franca only exists in third world nations and nations that have been colonized? Is it not looking more and more like an agenda to keep us small? Because every time you ignore the gift of nature, You embrace another inferior fabric that in itself is artificial and cannot define your originality, your authenticity, and your strength.
Verse 7. Come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other. God now said, come. Well, when he say let us, don't tell us before say God na three person. God, the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So he said, come, let us go down and confuse their language so they will not understand each other. You see, where understanding not the progress not the day. Understand the day our country, Nigeria. It not the. If you ask me why, no, they are not going to tell you say na because of greediness. Number one, now because of language. Now we have to talk about that one and be that. 1 kilometer by every Edna Ogoli. When you say you travel to Kaduna, they speak Hausa. You travel to Onitsha, they speak Igbo. When you go Asaba, they will speak Bendel Igbo. When you go Ugeli, they will speak Urobo. You understand? You go to Edo, they speak Bini, or you go to Bini, they speak Edo. 1 kilometer is another language. So that is the language issue in Nigeria. The last verse, it says, that is why it was called Babel. So we say na Babel. Because the Lord confused the language of the whole world. From there, the Lord scattered them over the face of the whole earth. You see what I learned there before we go to the meetup. He says God can scatter the language. God, because you see, because the Lord confused the language of the whole world. The whole world, now God confused the language. You see what we learn there now. You see, despite say God used that language as a weapon to scatter the people and their plan, whether the plan will not be the will of God. Because if you're saying that the will of God, therefore if you build that tower, reach heaven, but not be the will of God. What did you learn from there? God still open our eye to see for this. Language na power. If you understand yourself, if they speak one language na power. Now that sense most people of the world get, take from and respect their language because they don't say power their language.
Look, why are the richest nations in the world, the first world countries in the world, why are these nations all speaking their native languages? It's just food for thought.
I don't read that for Bible give una just now say see the power when they one language. We wanna still know where one of our problems they come from. Say not be only from the government. Not be say government not get on this side do they get, but government come from us. So make I share the video to now about other people opinion when it come to language, because we dey laugh ourselves say we not sabi speak English. You get one video when I watch, make we start from there. The person they ask them for street say wetin be downpour for Benin. When you say okpame mean heavy rain. When you now say okpame ni gogo, now be that kind of rain. When you be see feed for, you know they see your front again, you know the sea road, you know be okpame ni gogo. If I go England now, go ask Englishman when you never go Benin once, say what it be okpame, you know go fit tell me. I no go laugh am, you know go turn to laughing stock for me. And now they teach us with our language, and we they try to learn life and studies and everything with another language. Then we will still laugh ourselves. It makes sense. I'm not sure say it makes sense. Before I continue, I want to let everybody know, say if you not sabi speak English, don't look down on yourself. If you not sabi speak English, not think say you be mumu. If you not sabi speak English, not say you know if you make money, you not feel no life. It's a big lie. Now cheating, now scam. Say who not sabi English, say you not sabi life. It's a big scam. So the language when you sabi, use and live your life and use and live and wear. Communication, I will talk about here. So what it be okpame for English? Okpame ni gogo. Na it be downpour. So make we hear wetin people won't call her now because they don't know what thing be. Now English language, not be their language. But if you ask them for their language, they not sabi, you feel laugh them.
Quickly. You go to a restaurant now, you want to go chop garri and soup. So as you come enter the restaurant, they come they bring your soup. As they bring your soup come, you can't discover say downpour just happen for the restaurant. You go chop the soup.
No.
Why?
Because of I don't like the downpour.
Why you don't like downpour?
Like I'm Christian.
Shut up! Never see a downpour happen before.
No.
You won't lie? You want to deny it?
I never see any place where downpour happen before.
You lie.
So you like downpour?
No, I don't like downpour.
Yeah, so how is downpour?
It's not good. I think it's not good. It's something bad.
Jesus is Lord.
Have you ever experienced downpour before?
No,
How downpour they did?
I don't know. I have not experienced. I have not seen it before, so I don't.
Jesus. Madam, you are under arrest.
And that man now, when they ask people, they go for street, say, what it be downpour? If you ask them for your language, now what it be downpour? If it no, if you no, and if you no, no will be shame to them. Make we hear from one Oyibo man, what he talk say, it be Nigeria problem. Why he hard? Not really Nigeria. Why he hard for Africa to develop? Make we hear from one Oyibo man too.
Nigeria, for example, 400 languages, 400 separate languages and counting. I mean, that's what we're talking about. Maybe as many or more centers of old political power. So it's the overlay of these new states on old societies. And states that had, those societies had no part in their creation at all. They were just created and then handed over to them suddenly. In the 1950s and 60s, you're independent now, off you go. And to think you can create a nation state like that was always madness. So it is the evolution of those societies that I think it'll take a lot of time. It'll take generations for those nation states to create the sort of feeling of citizenship that Americans have or British people have. And so I just don't think, I think that's the core of the failure of development.
Okay, make we hear from another Nigerian man. We think talk about English language when we speak for Nigeria.
I'd always thought that it was necessary for people to be able to speak English, at least the way that I do.
Yes.
Because around here, if you don't speak English like that, then you're considered an outcast and people laugh at you.
Correct.
And before then, I'd only heard two other gentlemen ever talk about the need not to really know how to speak English. Fella actually said, because I don't speak big Oyinbo, they tell me say I know civilized, I go shout you. Fella was against that. And Lagbaja too was like, if I fire, you fire, I don't care. Now the beginning of crazy, but I thought they were just two gentlemen on the other side of Afrobeat. So what did you say that day? I remember it, but I want them to hear. Yes. I want all of you to hear what he said.
Yes. It's interesting. And, I feel very passionate about this because I think that it's something that Nigerians need to begin to take a second look at. The idea is that a young friend of mine came to my house after about 7 years of not seeing him. He had come to meet with his brother who was in from the UK and was staying with me. And he was quite brilliant when he was in secondary school. He was a very young chap. So I expected him back. Okay, by now this guy will be in university or graduated or something. So he said he was a cab driver and he came to raise money from his brother to get a new engine for his cab. So I said, "You're a cab driver. What happened? You were smart. You were intelligent. You had something going way back. You were doing well in school." He said, "Well, he wanted to study law and he never could pass English. He could pass about 3 or 4 other subjects, including economics, government, and some other, but he couldn't pass English." I said, so I started thinking to myself, this guy could not pass English language. What language did he use to pass the other 4 subjects? First of all, because he passed economics, he passed government, and some other subject like that. If he used English language to pass those subjects, and he could not use English language to pass English language, then something is fundamentally wrong. Then I said to myself, okay, it means when the examiner is testing him, is marking his paper, it means the examiner is not testing the use of English. He must be testing the technicality of English. Meaning that no matter how well he can speak, if he cannot tell the difference between a phrase and a clause, or a pronoun and an adjective, he will not pass. The next question would then be, what is the goal or the objective of lingua franca? Is it communication or sophistication?
We're getting warm now. We're just getting warm now. We're coming.
Because, excuse me, if it is communication, our friend can communicate enough to pass 4 other subjects. So it means that this guy he can communicate all he wants. If he doesn't meet the standards of technicality, then he cannot pass this subject. Now, those who sat down together to say that we need a lingua franca, what was their goal? It was supposed to be an idea that binds us together and that allows us in a way to manage our diversity with the fact that we have different people with different languages all over the nation. So, which is a beautiful thing, really. But how can we find one thing that all of us can have confidence in so that when we speak anywhere, we can be fine? It can't be that we want to meet a kind of standard that will define our superiority, because the Chinese does not need to master another man's English. And when you go to the United Nations, you see people who can speak English, refusing to speak English, insisting on speaking their mother tongues. And the United Nations will use our own money to pay for interpreters and all of that will help everybody to understand what they are saying. The Chinese will say, tun, tun, tun. I don't agree. You can't say, no, you must speak English. Because globally, there is no language that is a standard or a determinant of progress. So that is critical. Now, here, English language is fantastic. There's nothing wrong with it. And I'm not saying we should take it away. I am saying that it is overrated. English language should not be a determinant of progress in our own country. It is not our fault.
Dampo just happen for the restaurants. You go chop the soup.
No,
Why?
because of I don't like the dampo.
Why? Why you like dampo?
That kind of Christian.
Shut up!
Never see a dampo happen before.
No,
You won't lie? You want to deny it?
I never seen any place where dampo happen before.
You lie.
It is not our fault that we have our language. If you can't say church, you can't even marry the girl of your dreams. Because if you go to a house on Sunday and you say, we are going to church, and your daddy, the father of the girl says, where are you guys going? Say, we are going to church. That's the end. I mean, he will just call his girlfriend, his daughter, and say, you've not found your husband, though. Except the father is also a church-speaking father.
Where church has met church. And there are churches.
So, by sympathetic resonance,
Okay,
they agree.
Okay, great.
But the idea is that we really have to take a second look at this. Because if I cannot say church and I say church, it's not a proof of my intelligence. It does not define the strength of my character. It does not show the credibility of my decency. And so the people who observe me must have another kind of education that allows them to move beyond the limits of container, which is what the tongue can do. The tongue, your body, my suit, and everything I'm wearing right now is a container. My true content is the content of my character. And that has nothing to do with the way I speak. Now, this is the challenge. The guys in China, the guys in Japan, the guys in America, in England, in Germany, in France, they have learned 4 subjects in their native language. That's important. They've learned physics, chemistry, biology, and mathematics. Those 4 subjects make everything that is in this room. Physics, chemistry, biology, maths made your suit, your computer, your watch, everything in this room. Everything in the world, they made it. Every other subject is either selling what they make, distributing it, protecting it, or doing something.
Don't forget to Nami, una brother Aiedee, the preacher with testimony. I believe in community development through general knowledge, public issues, and evangelism. I am a preacher and a presenter. We all can make impact together. If you not feel plant, make you water. If you not feel water, make you plant. Presenter, so they promote people and good work, while people would promote presenter, so that the whole thing would go together well. Now make I talk say, make una they watch our video and to the share and to other people. That are support too. But if you feel say do pass that one to support, you feel to put some money for our paper account, make it sit the fresh, so that we will get rest of mind. They bring you better information when you will feel lift your spirit, when you will fit make you get your self-awareness, and the videos when fit to heal your emotions. So now appreciation, not be say you pay for the service, but you appreciate, so that person will get power. They say now when you tell person thank you, or you give person gift for what they do, they make them get more power. So now make I not shake for months. They talk say put money for my paper, now the address 90 days. So if you fit, not be by force, and not as if you do now it will make God bless you. No, you bless me because God don't bless you. So if God don't bless you, decide to bless my ministry, my what I do, now he must say, still bless me. They say, ask and it shall be given unto you in the Bible. That is why we say we ask God. Don't be say, in non we think we want, but we see the ask. Don't be say, non say to carry, to do internet work, say now money it require. Because me I know they provide data, me I know they provide internet, me I know they do camera, I know they manufacture camera. Everything when they use to come to now for this platform. Now money everything cost. But you will see who send you. Nobody send me, and person must not send me before I do it. If I wait me person send me, I will do my bed and not ever get up. So not discourage anybody. Support by sharing the video, support by finance. You feel still support by sponsorship, then we will show your publicity for our presentations. I'll be that person when you believe in community development through general knowledge, public issues, and evangelism. Now make I bring this kind of information come your way. If you go my YouTube channel, now the kind of channel where you fit watch informative, educative, reformative, transformative, and all evaluative video you can ever think about. Now there you will see and watch. So now waiting they do now be that, because awareness now power. It good make we know. If we don't know, now darkness we did. Who did darkness on the film movie, on the fit do anything. Thank you very much, and God will bless all of now. Amen. Bye-bye.